इच्छाई गोसाई करी चरण वंदना, जहाँ है ते विघ्ननाथ अभिष्ट पुराना। इच्छाई गोसाई जार मोई तारदा, हम सवार पदरे नु मोर पंचगा। अंधेरे चरण से भी भक्त सनेवा, जन्म जन्म है यही अभिला। इच्छाई गोसाई जब बिज के लेवा, हो राधा कृष्ण नित लीला करिले प्रकाश। आनंद बोलो हरि भज वृंदावाना, आनंद बोलो हरि भज वृंदावाना। श्री गुरु वैष्णव पाद मजाई माना, श्री गुरु वैष्णव पाद मजाई माना। श्री गुरु वैष्णव पाद पद्म करियासा, श्री गुरु बाबा करे आशा। हरे नाम संकीर्तन कहे नरोत्तम दासा, नाम संकीर्तन कहे नरोत्तम दासा।
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. So I'd like to request all the devotees to settle down, take your seat. The front rows, the sofas for Srila Prabhupada's disciples, sannyasis, and you know who you are. So please move along, find your seats. We're going to start the program now.
For deities.
Okay. Where is Dharmatma Prabhu? Dharmatma Prabhu.
Dharmatma Prabhu was down.
Give them some time to.
This is okay. Prabhupada in good is at same level. You should put down sir, what we should do.
Oh,
Yeah, Prabhupada in a good
that's okay. That's okay.
That's
Okay. That's okay.
practicality.
We can bring only two chamas this side, because in the between it will be better.
Sure. Okay, we need your cooperation, please. We need to have this. Like mostly now we're gonna start the program. Okay. Hare Krishna, Maharaj, can find your seat downstairs? Hare Krishna. Huh? Well, that will be after the glorification. All the Swamis only.
Disciples.
On behalf of the disciples of His Holiness Gopal Krishna Goswami, the Krishna Balaram Mandir would like to welcome you all for this momentous event. We are inaugurating the samadhi shrine of our Guru Maharaj, who left this world on 5th of May this year. And the morning program will be here. Then we will move towards the samadhi area of the Goshala samadhi area of the Vaishnavas. And first of all, would like to thank all the God brothers of our Guru Maharaj for coming and giving their valuable time to be with us, the sannyasis and many temple presidents from different parts of India, and also different devotees coming from abroad like US, Canada, Europe, Russia, and many places. Also including in India, many devotees have come this time. And we will start by glorification or some memories with our Guru Maharaj by the leading disciples of Srila Prabhupada. It may not be in order of how it is, but then we have also some of Srila Prabhupada's disciples here, Mataji, so we will call them also. And we will be here till around 11:15, the glorification. And then after that, we'll have the Abhishek of the Charan. Right there, near, besides. This photo will be the one will be putting on his samadhi. This is the photo that was taken in Mumbai. I believe this is prior to COVID time. So it'll be there eternally for us to have darshan of Guru Maharaj. And starting right now, we'll have again the glorification or the memories of our Guru Maharaj with senior Prabhupada's disciples. I would like to request His Holiness Guru Prasad Swami, being the GBC chairman this year. It's always an honor and privilege to have His Holiness Guru Prasad Swami Maharaj. He was chosen by our Guru Maharaj to also help in the different zones that he's taking care of. And he's taking so much time with us. So we'd like to thank him so much. Very grateful for him to be with us. So whenever he will visit your temple, please give him the best service as much as possible and take advantage of his association.
I'll just stand up. Okay. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki, His Holiness Gopal Krishna Maharaj ki jai, Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai. I'm greatly honored to be here today to honor such a special Vaishnava as Gopal Krishna Maharaj. Throughout the years, I had brief association, and he was always very happy that I would come to Delhi and spend a few days. And even last year he said to me, no, a year and a half ago, you're the only GBC that comes here. And so we started talking about, how things will go on. And then one point he asked me, could you be my co-GBC, my physical condition, and I felt like, okay, you be the brain and I'll be the legs, I felt like that was very appropriate, that I can run around and you can tell me what to do. And so many things about Gopal Krishna Maharaj have become more and more evident to me. It's the unfortunate nature of this world that when people disappear, you really begin to understand the greatness. Even Srila Prabhupada, we understood, but then we began to see more and more. And this is something that I have seen with Gopal Krishna Maharaj, because he was such an unassuming person, so humble. And anytime any godbrother came or any senior devotee, he would make sure that they were properly taken care of. And take I can say to you, please give me your blessings, because I need as many blessings as possible to be able to perform this service. I can never fill the shoe. I can at least try to do something. And also, I want to express my deepest gratitude to his disciples in Delhi and other places. They have been so cooperative, and I see a reflection of his preaching and his sincerity and the investment that he made in training so many wonderful devotees as preachers. You know? And so, I mean, I can't express how much gratitude and how much awe and wonder I feel when I think about His Holiness Gopal Krishna Maharaj. Attention on so many qualified persons, they're saving the best for last, starting with the least qualified, so that's good, a good thing to do. When I take prasadam, I do that also. You leave the sweet till the end. No. So, unless you're Gujarati. Thank you all very much. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Maharaj. So now I would like to request His Holiness Sachinandan Swami to please say a few words. Please give pathway. Indradyumna Swami will be followed. So some of these chairs, there'll be few more senior devotees and temple presidents, so if you're sitting there, we may ask you to move a little bit later.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Please accept. Yes, please. Please, all of you and our Gopal Krishna Maharaj, please, Krishna, please know that your love for me has reached my heart and melted my heart many times. We feel greatly honored to come to this bittersweet ceremony. Yes, it is bitter because we put Maharaji into samadhi. But there is a sweet aspect in this ceremony which we might be able to recognize when we connect with the spirit that carried the activities of our beloved Gopal Krishna Maharaj. Even the Prime Minister of India and the President and so many were just totally overwhelmed by the many achievements which Maharaj has attained in spreading Krishna consciousness. I think we all have read their messages when they heard the news of the sudden departure of our Maharaj. He built 12 temples in Delhi. His last showpiece to the world is the Rohini temple. You please visit, it is amazing. And our Guru Prasad Maharaj has informed us about many more projects and pending projects, which just, I mean, if you hear them all, You either become envious if you're a materialistic person, or you faint in appreciation when you are a devotee. So it is really amazing. But what is the spirit behind it? How could he do it? This is the question, and this should be applauded to more than the outward manifestations of the Spirit. When we look at Srila Prabhupada's worldwide achievements, what is the spirit behind it? It was his desire to serve his own spiritual master, and his entire or complete surrender to that mission. This spirit, my dear devotees, has informed Gopal Krishna Maharaj as well. When we think of Gopal Krishna Maharaj, we must remember I'm sorry, this is made in India and not made in Germany. We must see the spirit of loving surrender. The last time I met Gopal Krishna Maharaj was in the Rohini temple. It was almost completed. It must have. Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. It is cutting.
It's not cutting edge.
Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. We will try, and somehow, So, I would like to read something. Krishna, Krishna. Maybe we should have a small microphone,
Maharaj, use this, please.
Yes. Krishna, 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 Krishna. Bang. So, let us again bring our attention to the point which we try to make. It is the spirit of a man which is the source of all his achievements. This is also something that the person leaves behind for others to follow. Maybe if we can learn this idea of surrender to the mission of the spiritual master and surrender to that mission, then also Krishna can do things through us because we are his willing instruments. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur once gave an exceptionally well-received lecture. And when he came off the stage, one of his leading disciples said, "Guru Maharaj, this was the best lectures." There were high court judges who were nodding in agreement as you spoke. And Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur's comment was, "Goba Ganesh." What is a Goba Ganesh? A Goba Ganesh is a Ganesh made from cow dung, which is used during a specific time when And then he is worshipped as Ganesh and gives the blessings of Ganesh. And after some time, the Gopa Ganesh is put into a river or a sea. This idea, Gopa Ganesh, is very nice. A human being can actually become divinely inspired and able to do amazing things if he is putting himself into the position where Krishna hears his prayer. Whose prayer does Krishna listen to? It is the prayer of someone who practices the process of Sharanagati. Sharana means shelter and Gati means to move. So Sharanagati Vaishnava is someone who, in whatever he does, moves to the shelter of the Lord. Once I asked Gopal Krishna Maharaj, how do you do all this? I mean, 12 temples, or was it 20 temples in Delhi, and Kurukshetra, and Russia, and here. And he said, I'm not doing anything. It's all Prabhupada who's doing it. And yes, you are. Yes, these are keywords in our movement. And do you think also before when you clap? You must think also, not just clap. So the idea is, in Russia, I saw him, and we just opened a temple under his care in our Maharaj from Russia is Vladivostok, or some esoteric name was there. And then it came time to sleep, and Gopal Krishna Maharaj lies down on the floor. He is the founder of the temple. I hope Vladivostok or Novosibirsk, or please, I cannot remember these names so clearly. Every morning, do you know this? He got up to attend Mangal Artik and do the Artik. Huh? I think you all know. What drove him to get up? What kept him humble with all these achievements, prime ministers glorifying him? It was this spirit of surrender. And it is someone who has achieved this spirit of surrender. When he leaves, yes, it is bitter for us, but it is sweet for him, because he goes now to the Lord whom he has served all this time. I will read you at the end a very nice, let me see, yes, song from Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Yes, if you can. It is called Atmanivedana. Atmanivedana, sing. Atmanivedana, tuva pade kori, tuva pade kori, hoino paramasuki, hoino paramasuki. I have submitted my soul at your feet. This is the song of the surrendered soul. I am supremely elated. Elated means happy. Sorrow is banished, and no anxieties remain. I see only bliss in the four directions. Bliss from east, bliss from south, bliss from west, bliss from north. Only happiness. Your two lotus feet are reservoirs of nectar that give freedom from lamentation and fear. Now by taking refuge of them, I have given up the fear of worldly existence. Today we celebrate His Holiness Gopal Krishna Maharaj. Let us not stop our vision or halt our vision at his amazing achievements. Let us go behind the achievements and see what has driven him, what was behind it. It's this mood of absolute surrender, which Krishna takes very serious. And as a result, he answers the prayers of such a soul. It is now a great possibility, opportunity for all of us, disciples, God brothers, admirers, to catch this spirit and take it with us, from this wonderful, beautiful life of His Holiness Gopal Krishna Maharaj. Gopal Krishna Maharaj ki jai. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Just a second, Your Holiness. I have a book here that was compiled by Mother Radhika Kripa and entitled Memoirs with My Spiritual Father. This is like a series of documented letters and instructions and photos that was long time ago, and just recently with Mataji and the devotees. So as a token of our appreciation to all the devotees, especially Srila Prabhupada's disciples here, we'll be giving this nice gift for them. On behalf, Guru Maharaj named their group. Wherever I travel all over the world, I will meet a member of this group that's being conducted by Radha Kripa Mataji. Yeah, Peace Food Devotional Family. Guru Maharaj named this group as Peace Food Devotional Family. So this is for you, Maharaj.
Thank you.
Thank you. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
But Guru Prasad Maharaj.
Yes, we will give one by one. Thank you. And now would like to have you to have darshan of Gornitai deities.
You can take a hand like this.
Yeah, we'll put them near the altar here.
For darshan, we can
Yes, Maharaj, you can show them.
What are they?
Yes, yeah, they're very special because we used to worship these deities in our used to be the Balaram Hall, yes, and the brahmacharis, especially the Sankirtan devotees headed by His Holiness Prabodhananda Saraswati Swami. We used to have there hundreds of Shilas and Gornitai deities. Our Guru Maharaj, significance of this is that our Guru Maharaj, a little bit in the middle, Maharaj, gave his personal gold chain to make these deities as part of the Ashtadhatu. So very significant, very valuable deities that Guru Maharaj gave his personal gold chain to make the deities. And somehow, Nandanandan Prabhu, right here, our dear friend, he had the fortune and his family to be having them to be worshipped. Thank you, Nandanandan Prabhu. And some of the Shilas also. So thank you, Maharaj. We'll put them over there so at the same time you can have darshan. And next, would like to request His Holiness Indradyumna Swami. Thank you, Maharaj.
Thank you.
His Holiness Achinanda Swami is very famous, especially in seminars, retreats, and I'm sure there'll be one upcoming this coming November and December in Govardhan Retreat Center in Govardhan. And the next speaker here, His Holiness Indradyumna Swami. I'm sure all of us know him. He's traveling monk. The traveling. He travels all over the world, especially big festivals all over the world in Poland and Hare Krishna everywhere. You can sit, Maharaj.
This goes that far. Oh, the lights are bright. Om Agyantimirandasya Gyanangana Shalakaya Chakshurnamilitam Jena Tasmai Si Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanyam Navabhishtam Shtapitam Jena Bhutale Shwayam Rupakadamayam Dadanti Svapadantikam Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaur Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare.
Technical issue here. Right there. Oh, Hare Krishna.
Vanchakalpa Tudubhyascha Kripasindubhai Bachava Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. At the beginning of this illustrious program, our Master of Ceremonies, Janardhan Maharaj, mentioned that His Holiness Gopal Krishna Maharaj passed away in May. So I counted, that's 6 months from now. And I think it's worthy to mention that his disciples were able to prepare a beautiful edifice, a very beautiful samadhi mandir in that short period of time, so that as godbrothers, as disciples, friends, and well-wishers of Maharaj, we can go and offer our respects to him, not only on this occasion, but anytime that feeling comes. It's appropriate for those of us who are his godbrothers to be present at such a ceremony, to also visit that Samadhi Mandir from time to time, because we all stand in awe at his great achievements, as will be mentioned many times in this ceremony. And it's appropriate. Sri Prahlad Maharaj in the Bhagavatam, 7th canto, goes so far as to say that he sees his elder godbrothers as worshipable, even to the point of seeing them as not different than the Supreme Personality of Godhead, in the sense of being the representative. I'll actually quote that verse here. This is Srimad Bhagavatam 4, 7th canto, 4th chapter, verses 31 and 32. The qualities of Prahlad Maharaj, the son of Hiranyakashipu, are described herewith. He was completely cultured as a qualified Brahmin, having very good character and being determined to understand the absolute truth. He had full control of his senses and mind. Like the super soul, he was kind to every living entity and was the best friend of everyone. To respectable persons, he acted exactly like a menial servant. To the poor, he was like a father. To his equals, he was attached like a sympathetic brother. And he considered his teachers, spiritual masters, and older godbrothers to be as good as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He was completely free from unnatural pride that might have arisen from his good wishes and his education, etc. So I sit here in that mood today, respecting Gopal Krishna Maharaj as my elder godbrother, and with great awe and reverence, I bow down to his lotus feet. Sitting here, I perceive a deep sense of separation amongst his disciples, especially his godbrothers, his friends, well-wishers. And I think that mood of separation will stay with us the rest of our lives. I saw that in my own spiritual master, Srila Prabhupada, our founder Acharya. When he came to Detroit in 1971, he was visiting our temple for 3 or 4 days, and when he left, I ran upstairs as he was getting in the car, and I wrote a quick letter to him thanking him for coming, etc. And I had, to my name, I had $10, so I put in the envelope, and I wrote a letter of thanks, and at the end I said, P.S. Srila Prabhupada, I'm missing you. I will miss you greatly. So 1 week later, a handwritten letter from Prabhupada came in the mail, and it was addressed to Bhakti Brian. That was me. So in those days, when a letter came from Srila Prabhupada to the temple, the person who received the letter would stand amongst the community of devotees and read it out loud. Sometimes it could be embarrassing, sometimes it was really interesting, but anyway, Prabhupada wrote, My dear Bhakti Brian, please accept my blessings. I'm in due receipt of your letter dated such and such, and I have information from the temple authorities that you're doing nice in Krishna consciousness, so continue to chant your 16 rounds, follow the 4 Bhagavad-Gita principles, always engage in sharing your good fortune with others, and in due course of time I'll grant you initiation. I'd only been in the movement a few months. Your ever well-wisher, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami. And then there was a postscript. P.S. means postscript. I don't know how often Prabhupada did the postscript, but it said, I can appreciate your feelings of separation because I'm always feeling separation from my Guru Maharaj, but I always feel that he's watching over and protecting me. So that letter gave me, at that time it was so relishable to hear that he'd accept me as his disciple, and I was interested to hear that after so many years, Prabhupada was feeling intense separation from his Guru Maharaj, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. But the last part was very significant. But I always feel that he's watching over and protecting me. And that became a great solace for me when years later, Prabhupada left this world. As the disciples of Gopal Krishna Maharaj are experiencing, other disciples in the movement now, their spiritual masters are departing. It's a solace to think, as Prabhupada wrote, that the spiritual master is always watching over and protecting us. So that mood is here. As my dear godbrother Sachinanda Swami was saying, it's a mixed mood. Our loss is some devotee somewhere, a source of great happiness. If Maharaj has gone on in his service to Srila Prabhupada, either in this world, on Prabhupada's request, or in the spiritual world. It's all good fortune, but it's a loss for us, but our loss is another group of devotees' happiness. But we'll continue to feel this mood because it's very much the mood of our Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya, our philosophy. I was thinking that in this regard, this mood of Vipralambha, we talk about it in a very exalted way because we always think of it in the relationship to the residents of Vrindavan who have the deepest love for Krishna. They love Krishna more than anyone's ever been loved before. So as much as you're attached to something, when you lose it to that degree, you feel the separation. So the separation of the residents of Vrindavan from Krishna is very, very deep. And that hopefully one day we'll enter into that abode and experience that. So I was thinking there's 3 types of separation to those things that are most dear to us. What is most dear to us? Those personalities who are the source of all our good fortune. Hari, Guru, and Vaishnava. This is our good fortune. This is the source. We have no qualifications. The devotee doesn't feel qualified. We're simply products of their mercy. So Hari, Guru, and Vaishnava. And we feel separation in those relationships. To begin with Vaishnavas. We know Chaitanya Mahaprabhu asked Ramananda Roy of all kinds of distress, what's the most painful? And Ramananda Roy replied, apart from separation from the devotee of Krishna, I know of no unbearable unhappiness. So even at our infancy of spiritual life, we're getting a taste of separation. It's very much part of our culture. And then when the Guru departs, Hari Guru, when the Guru departs, we feel another type of separation. And that we can capture in Srila Prabhupada's Vyasa Puja offering to his own beloved Guru Maharaj in 1971. It's quite a long, beautiful poem that Prabhupada wrote. But there he writes, "On that day, in pain of separation, O Lord, I was grief-stricken, unable to tolerate being apart from my spiritual master." So Vaishnava, departing of the Vaishnavas we feel, departing of the Guru, and one day the prospect of Krishna's leaving us will also be before us. And that's also a mood of separation. O Govinda, feeling your separation, I'm considering a moment to be like 12 years or more. Tears are flowing from my eyes like torrents of rain. I'm feeling all vacant in the world in your absence. Of course, the underlying theme is that separation makes the heart grow fonder. And in all cases, there's sambhog, there's again reunion. We see in Brihat Bhagavatamrita that the devotee who's going through all these different stages of Krishna consciousness, going through the different planetary systems, Vaikuntha, etc., all along the way, at different times, appropriate time, he again meets the spiritual master. And we will all be together one day, the Vaishnavas, the Guru, and eventually the Supreme Personality of Godhead, because Prabhupada said so. He said so. He famously said one time, when we get back to the spiritual world, we'll have our ISKCON. We'll have our little Gana, our little group, International Society for Krishna Consciousness. And most recently, I met one of my dear godbrothers, Dhananjaya Prabhu, who did so much service in this movement, personal secretary of Prabhupada. And he told me in a moment of intimacy that Prabhupada told him in a moment of intimacy that when we get back to the spiritual world, we'll recognize each other. And I kind of went, could you repeat that? He said, Prabhupada told me, when we get back to the spiritual world, we'll recognize each other. That gave me so much solace, Kadamba Kanana Maharaj, and Bhakti Swarup Damodar Maharaj, TKG, Vishnu John, all these personalities who made me whatever devotee I am now by their association. I'll see them again. And then Prabhupada said, and I'll also be there, but he said, you won't see me like this, an old man. And Dhananjaya said, how? Prabhupada said, I'll be a little boy. So this is the theme of this Vipralamba. There's Vipralamba, but there's Sambhog, there's always separation. So even in the infancy of our spiritual life, we were beginning to experience it. Just like when a baby is born, first there's the mother's milk, then there's some pudding, and at 6 months he gets the grains. So even at this stage, we're being trained in these higher principles of Krishna consciousness. So there's ways to deal with the separation. Just like, again, we can use the exalted example of the gopis at Vrindavan. When Krishna Balaram left, Akura took them to Mathura, the only way they could handle that separation was talking about Krishna. And even reliving some of his pastimes. Remembering him, remembering his name, fame, glory, exploits. So it's the same when the Guru passes away. How much time do we all spend remembering Vrindavan and going to the West and 12 years of circling the globe? It's one of the favorite subject matters of devotees in Krishna consciousness. In fact, sometimes I ask devotees, what's your favorite Shastra? Some will say Bhagavatam, some will say Chaitanya Charitamrita. The other day I asked a godbrother, what is your favorite Shastra? He said, Srila Prabhupada Leelamrita. My heart fluttered a little bit. This is correct. This is how we advance in Krishna consciousness. Everything's Prabhupada's mercy. So I thought today, I don't want to take too much more time, but I thought rather than giving my meager realizations and understandings of this illustrious personality to Gopal Krishna Maharaj, what can I say? Just like I think the greatest title a devotee can have in the International Society for Krishna Consciousness, that he was a Prabhupada man. And that was Gopal Krishna Maharaj was a Prabhupada man. That's all you need. Don't big titles, this, that. He's a Prabhupada man. Just like I saw one time in Prabhupada's passport, we were passing to immigration in New York, and I was with Prabhupada, taking the flight from New York to London. We got to immigration, and Prabhupada was having trouble with the suitcase, so I helped him, and then I saw his passport, and I took it out, and I opened it up to give it to the officer. And his name was there. He said his home address, he just wrote Vrindavan. An occupation, personal right, I'm CEO of this business company, or I'm a famous, Prabhupada, occupation, servant of Om Vishnu Pad Paramahamsa Paribhajika Sri Srimad Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. He was also a Prabhupada man, because he saw his spiritual master as Prabhupada. Prabhupada means the master at whose feet all masters. So we're all Prabhupada men and ladies. That is our greatest fortune. So I thought, let me just read a little bit about how Prabhupada saw Gopal Krishna Maharaj. We have our ways of seeing him as his disciples and compatriots and friends and well-wishers. It's all very wonderful, but who could know him better than Srila Prabhupada? Many devotees, Prabhupada disciples, will tell you that when sometimes they came in contact with Prabhupada, and Prabhupada looked at them, it was as if Prabhupada was looking directly into their hearts. It could be a little bit uncomfortable. Actually, we felt this. Prabhupada looked at us, and he knows me better than I know myself. So I just want to make a few quotes to see how Prabhupada saw this amazing devotee, his beloved son, Gopal Krishna Maharaj. We know that he came in Krishna consciousness in 1967. Many are called, but few are chosen. He came very early while he was working in Montreal, and one day he visited the temple there, but when he left, he wrote his name in the visitor book. So the temple kept writing to him for donations, because he was 27 years old working in the country like that. About a year later, he got a letter from the temple in Montreal that Prabhupada was going to visit the Toronto temple. So Gopal Krishna Maharaj, at that time his name was Gopal, just Gopal. He went, and first thing he did when he entered the temple is he said, "Can I do some service?" So they had him clean Prabhupada's room. He was also in the kitchen and doing various services. Anyway, to make a long story short, Prabhupada came to Toronto that visit, and he stayed 3 months in the temple. And during that time, he noticed Gopal. And he actually said one time to the temple president, "This Gopal is a very nice boy, and he must be encouraged." He could see from the very beginning the potential of this wonderful devotee. So during that time, Prabhupada stayed 3 months, he exchanged letters with Gopal. 3 letters a month for 3 months. That's 9 letters, 9 times they communicated from the very beginning. I was told, Prabhupada said one time, as a spiritual master travels life after life in this world preaching Krishna consciousness, he has a contingent of servants, of disciples, both men and women, who accompany him birth after birth after birth. So when I think of Gopal Krishna Maharaj, I think surely he's one of those disciples who's always with Prabhupada. And he was called at the opportune moment. Just like my godbrother Tamal Krishna Maharaj, he was doing fantastic preaching, but Prabhupada felt there was a more important service, so he took him from America and brought him here to India. So it's up to the discretion of the spiritual master and when, where, and how we serve. So when my illustrious god sisters, my illustrious godbrothers depart, it's painful, but I'm thinking Prabhupada has a mission somewhere else for them, either in this world or in that world. But one day we'll all be together again. So he saw this in Maharaj. He's a very nice boy, he must be encouraged. So I'll just read 2 letters he wrote to him during those months, which were a prelude to an amazing career in Krishna consciousness. Dear Gopal, I beg to acknowledge receipt of your 2 letters dated June 7th and June 16th, 1969, and I've noted the contents. I received your presents, a pair of shoes, a bar of soap, and I thank you very much. Please go on with your prescribed duty of Krishna consciousness and be happy. I have seen you're a very intelligent boy, and faithful to your parents and to Dharma. Certainly Krishna will be very much pleased upon you as time goes on. Wow. Another letter Prabhupada wrote, Dear Gopal Krishna, please have my blessings. Yes, you can always send me your very long letters. It is very pleasing to me to hear how you are revealing your mind in Krishna consciousness. And I'm very glad you want to chant 16 rounds of Hare Krishna mantra every day. But you should do also at the same time, follow the principles, avoid the 10 kinds of offenses. It will be quickly effective. I'm very glad to learn that you have vowed to follow these 4 principles as far as you can in your lifetime. And because you are so sincerely trying to push yourself in the matter of Krishna consciousness, Krishna is giving you more and more intelligence also. And you are thinking in so many ways in the matter of serving the Lord here, there, and everywhere. I'm very glad to see that. Wow. Another letter. Dear Gopal, you are returning to India by August of 1970. Do you think that you will not come back again to Canada? If so, I shall give you some work in which you can nicely perform services there in India, informing them about this Krishna conscious movement in Western countries. The best thing is in this age to propagate the Sankirtan movement. So I should be very glad to utilize your energy in this Krishna consciousness movement, because I can see you are a most willing volunteer. Gopal Krishna Maharaj ki jai. May Krishna bless you with more and more Krishna conscious activities, and may you feel a glorious life. May you feel a glorious life by Krishna's grace. I wish that all your good desires. So he was getting a lot of mercy in the very beginning because Prabhupada could see his propensity. In conclusion, one time Prabhupada said, I was successful because in the beginning Krishna sent me a few good boys and girls. Hare Krishna, thank you very much.
Thank you, His Holiness. Would like to request the devotees who will be speaking in the next an hour and 15 minutes to be very brief, because there are many devotees here. I'm sure they would like to speak and we will call you. However, again, we'd like to request to be very brief so that I will be able to accommodate as many devotees as possible, glorifying our Guru Maharaj. Is Mother Daiva Shakti here? She was just here. Where is she now? Mother Daiva Shakti, is she there? Okay. Oh, she walked outside? Okay. So we'd like to call upon Vaisheshika Prabhu, our book distribution minister in ISKCON. He's the guiding force and lots of books. That Bhadra Purnima, Srimad Bhagavatam book distribution. He was the pioneer of that one. And with I just want to let you know also that that Bhadra Purnima, over 5,000 sets of Srimad Bhagavatams distributed by the disciples of Guru Maharaj in North America. That's a great achievement. Would you like to sit down or?
You'll sit.
Would you like to sit here because of the?
I offer my respectful obeisances to His Holiness Gopal Krishna Maharaj, to His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, His Divine Master, and to all the assembled devotees. Vanja kalpatarubhascha, kripa sindhubhyevacha, patitanam pavanibhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. In the second canto of the Srimad Bhagavatam, in the Chatur Shloki section, Srila Prabhupada writes that the order of the Supreme Personality of Godhead is a manifestation of his internal potency, and it is by that particular potency that one comes to see the Lord face to face. And Prabhupada emphasized this method of remaining always connected to Krishna, and that is one-pointed attention, vyavasayatmakaha buddhir, ekeha kurunandana, on the order of the spiritual master. His Holiness Gopal Krishna Maharaj, to me, exemplifies that instruction, especially when I heard his final will and testament. I had to listen to it 3 times, and I thought, perfect, perfect, perfect. As Prabhupada expressed himself, everything for Krishna, nothing for me. But what Gopal Krishna Maharaj did carry with him was the potency that one carries when one has this mood that I'll give everything for my spiritual master. I'll endure any problem, suffering in the matter of carrying out the duty of my spiritual master is my greatest pleasure. And therefore, whenever he spoke or wherever he appeared, devotees felt the current of Krishna coming through Guru Parampara. And that's why wherever he cast his glance, wherever he spoke, devotees felt inclined to perform unusually enthusiastic service to Krishna. And I'll give you one example. And also, it indicates the authority that one has when one carries the order of the spiritual master, and that is something that His Holiness Janardhan Maharaj just mentioned. This endeavor that we've all joined together for on every continent to distribute Srimad Bhagavatams in mass quantity. His Holiness Gopal Krishna Maharaj, in his last visit to North America, in Naperville, Illinois, was greeted enthusiastically by the devotees there who had pledged to him, "Dear Guru Maharaj, we've come together and after great consideration amongst ourselves, we've decided that we would like to offer you the distribution we're pledging for at least 400 sets of Srimad Bhagavatam." And Maharaj looked up at them and he said, "Why not 5,000? And when they heard that, they felt that potent electricity from the Guru Parampara come from his lotus mouth into their hearts. And simultaneously they thought, well, now we have to do this. But then the next thought was, of course we can do it, even though we don't know how to do it, because Maharaj has spoken it. When I heard about this, I thought, I would like to be in on it, because anyone who hears an order is free to take it. So I contacted His Holiness Janardhan Maharaj. He was in the middle of the morning program here at Vrindavan. It was urgent because we had to make preparations to carry out or to assist the devotees who were to carry out this order, his sincere disciples. And When I called Janardhan Maharaj, he said, as soon as I get out of the kirtan, I'll call you. And he did. And I told him what was shaping up. And he immediately said, yes, of course we will do it. Yes, of course I will inform everyone that this is Maharaj's desire and that we must do it. And at that time again, I felt the potency of Maharaj, that he had inculcated in the hearts of his closest disciples the same spirit of doing the right thing and knowing that it can be done by the order of Krishna and the spiritual master. We're already deeply missing His Holiness Gopal Krishna Maharaj, but at the same time, the potency of his words are still in the air, available for anyone to hold on to accept as the internal potency by which one will definitely be successful in devotional service and come to see the Lord face to face. His Holiness Gopal Krishna Maharaj Ki Jai. Gaur Premanande.
Hare Krishna. Now I would like to ask His Holiness Giriraj Swami is here amongst us. Just now coming. Just would like to remind you, our Guru Maharaj says that you can measure one's advancement in Krishna consciousness from a devotee in how much he distributed books, how many books he distributed, and how many devotees he made. So our Guru Maharaj is the personification of that devotee who made He was instrumental in distributing so many millions of books all over the world, Srila Prabhupada's books. Hare Krishna.
My dear devotees, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and all glories to Sripad Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj. My first vivid recollection of Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj is from 1973. I had heard about him, how he had studied at the Sorbonne in Paris and then at McGill University in Montreal, and then held responsible positions with Pepsi-Cola and Bristol-Myers, and how he would come to the New York temple every day and was so humble that he would go around the temple room and offer obeisances to all the spiritual paintings on the walls. So I had heard about him before I actually met him. For some weeks in 1973, Srila Prabhupada was staying at Seth Bhogilal Patel's palatial home in Walkeshwar, South Bombay, and Gopal Krishna, visiting India, came to meet with him. I was struck by the way the two of them related with each other. Srila Prabhupada dealt with him differently than he dealt with the rest of us disciples. I immediately understood that there was something special about Gopal Krishna. 2 years later, Tamal Krishna Goswami, who had been the GBC for India, returned to America and began the Radha Damodar Party. And Srila Prabhupada asked Gopal Krishna to replace him. Srila Prabhupada had told me that he had worked for a major international company and had his own private office and a car. I was meeting important people in Bombay, and Srila Prabhupada wanted to impress upon me Gopal Krishna's competence and status. Soon after he arrived in Juhu, he wanted to visit his mother, who lived nearby in Santa Cruz, and he invited me to accompany him. Again, I was struck by his polite and gentle manner and how considerate and respectful he was with her. I was impressed. When most of us youths in Europe and America became devotees, it was hard for us to visit our parents because most of them did not understand Krishna consciousness and were quite hostile to our becoming devotees. So it was unusual, unique, in fact, for me to see such warmth and mutual respect between a non-devotee, albeit Hindu, parent, and a devotee child. Juhu was one of Srila Prabhupada's main projects, and he faced many challenges there. First in getting the land, then in getting the permission to build the temple, and then in actually building the temple. And Gopal Krishna and I, under Srila Prabhupada's guidance, worked together to deal with them. We complemented each other and thus formed an effective team. We had our own individual approaches and strengths and weaknesses, but we were brought together and bound together by Srila Prabhupada's love and mercy, and by our common love for and surrender to His divine grace. We dealt with many challenges and intrigues together. I cannot count the times we went together to legal firms, accountants' offices, government departments, and social and political leaders' headquarters to get information and support for our efforts on Srila Prabhupada and Sri Sri Radharasa Bihari's behalf. And eventually, by their grace, things turned around in our favor, and we finally got the permission to build the temple, and built it. Srila Prabhupada said that ISKCON was his body, the BBT his heart, and the monies collected were his blood. And he entrusted the most important business of publishing and distributing his books in India to Gopal Krishna Maharaj. He was always asking him, "Where is book? Where is book?" And when he presented him with a new book, he felt great satisfaction in his heart. In 1977, at a most oppressive and repressive time in Soviet history, Gopal Krishna Maharaj brought Srila Prabhupada's books behind the Iron Curtain, very intelligently and resourcefully introducing them through a book fair in Moscow. And just one day before Prabhupada left this world, Prabhupada asked for the certificate to read to his brothers, his god brothers, quote, "Books in the service of peace and progress, a diploma for the Bhakti-Vedanta Book Trust, Bombay, given by the first Moscow International Book Fair USSR. How proud and pleased Srila Prabhupada felt. Gopal Krishna Maharaj always had a tremendous capacity for managing and doing business. Yet at a certain point, a deep desire formed within his heart that he wanted to preach. In Juhu, he kept talking about how he wanted to go out and give lectures. But he was so fully engaged with managerial duties, he hardly had time. Still, it was such a profound desire that eventually it was realized, especially after Srila Prabhupada left. Gopal Krishna Maharaj became one of the most enthusiastic and dynamic speakers of Krishna Katha in the movement. After Gopal Krishna Maharaj began to initiate, he was given the honorific Bhagavat Pad. Bhagavat has two meanings: the book Bhagavat, Srimad Bhagavatam, and the person Bhagavat, in particular for us, Srila Prabhupada. And Pada means foot, or at the foot of. Gopal Krishna Maharaj was always at the feet of Srila Prabhupada and was always engaged in the service of Srimad Bhagavatam by publishing it and distributing it, and by preaching it and living it. Much has been said about Gopal Krishna Maharaj's many wonderful qualities and activities. His impeccable sadhana, his love for and service to his deities, his care for devotees, especially his godbrothers, his expanding book distribution and developing major projects in India and throughout the world, his cultivating and engaging important and influential people, his tireless traveling and extending himself for the sake of others, his resilience and perseverance in the face of physical illness and challenges, and his staunch and loyal dedication and enthusiastic loving service to Srila Prabhupada. Although Gopal Krishna Maharaj and I were both attached to Srila Prabhupada and his mission, sometimes we had differences in our understandings or approaches. I tended to be more idealistic and rigid, and he more practical and flexible. So we had differences on the means, what would be the most effective or beneficial, but never on the ultimate goal, to please Srila Prabhupada and spread Krishna consciousness. Gopal Krishna Maharaj commented, "Giriraj and I are like a Vedic couple." We may have our differences, but there is no question of divorce. This statement is a testament to his dedication to Srila Prabhupada and his kindness upon me, that he tolerated me with all my faults for the sake of keeping me engaged in Srila Prabhupada's service in Bombay. While working on my book about Srila Prabhupada and Juhu, I'll Build You a Temple, the Juhu story, we came even closer. Gopal Krishna Maharaj was kind enough to write a foreword for the book and to offer to encourage the temples in India to distribute it. And nowadays, I often say, Gopal Krishna Maharaj commented, quote, "Giriraj and I are like a Vedic couple. We may have differences, but there is no question of divorce." End quote. but now we are in love. On this auspicious occasion, I appeal to all present, including myself, to imbibe Sripad Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj's spirit, to be prepared to make any sacrifice, go to any extreme, and expend any amount of energy for the sake of serving Srila Prabhupada and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. I'm very honored and humbled to have this opportunity to express some of my appreciation and affection for my dear godbrother. From the beginning, I saw exceptional good qualities in him, and by his service to our spiritual master, his good qualities multiplied and matured. He has been a beacon of light in this dark world of Kali Yuga. As stated in Srimad Bhagavatam, Krishna Sadamapagate Dharma Janadibi Saha Kalo Nasta Drishim Esha Puranarko Dunodita. Quote, this Bhagavad Purana is as brilliant as the sun, and it has arisen just after the departure of Lord Krishna to his own abode, accompanied by religion, knowledge, etc. Persons who have lost their vision due to the dense darkness of ignorance in the age of Kali shall get light from this Purana. Srimad Bhagavatam 1.3.43. On this occasion, I pray that Gopal Krishna Maharaj and I will continue to serve Srila Prabhupada together even after my leaving my present body, by Srila Prabhupada's and Sripad Gopal Krishna Maharaj's divine grace. May Sripad Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj bless us all. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Maharaj. I'd like to read an offering here from Mahadevi Mataji, and then would like to call upon His Holiness Radhanath Swami. Will be followed by this. She asked me to read this on her behalf. Please accept my humble obeisances, Gopal Krishna Maharaj. All glories to our eternal spiritual master, Srila Prabhupada, our ever well-wisher, to all the assembled devotees, Vanchakalpatarubhyascha, Kipasindubhya evacha, Patitanang Pavanebhyo, Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Gopal Krishna Maharaj, I feel so grateful and blessed to have had your saintly association. Whenever I would hear from you, I always experience the presence of Srila Prabhupada. You always repeated the transcendental knowledge that Prabhupada so kindly gave us in his books. You also knew how to enliven the assembled devotees by your words and exalted example of devotional service. Here is one of thousands of examples how you enliven all of us. Our Guru Maharaj says this following words, 18th of September, the year is unknown. The devotee is fearless like the wind because he knows that the mercy of Krishna will definitely protect him. He knows that the mercy of Krishna can be realized in proportion to the price that one is willing to pay. Also, based on the service that one renders, one obtains Krishna's protections, the plan to the same degree. May I always follow in the footsteps of great spiritual warriors following Srila Prabhupada, your servant, with ISKCON Vrindavan Mahadevi Dasi. Jai. Guru Maharaj Ki. Srila Prabhupada Ki. So now I'd like to request His Holiness Radhanath Swami to please say a few words. This is blinding.
Vanchakalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya eva cha Patitanam bhavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah. We have gathered in this most sacred abode of Sri Vrindavan Dham to offer our gratitude, our love, and our worship to Srila Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj. There are so many who wish to speak. I'm only speaking few words in respect for you. His accomplishments are unprecedented, unparalleled, and historic. From the very beginning of his relation with Srila Prabhupada in the 1960s, he gave his life and soul. Our beloved godbrother Pradyumna Prabhu was in Montreal when he first started coming. He was the most highly educated, coming from the most respected cultured family of India, making a better salary than practically anyone in our movement, in a very professional management position in an international corporation. And yet, every day he would come to hear Srila Prabhupada speak. He would give honor and obeisances to every devotee. And after everyone completed prasad, practically every day he would go down to the pot room and wash the pots and plates. And from that time, Srila Prabhupada gave very special attention, affection in him. He gave his heart, his life, his soul, unconditionally to serve his Guru Maharaj, Srila Prabhupada, and to serve the entire Vaishnava community in Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mission. How many magnificent temples he built. The most important temples in India, Mayapur, TOVP, Vrindavan, Radharas Bihari Temple, all the temples in Delhi and Gujarat, the temple in Kurukshetra. He's foundational his inspiration, his dedication, his vision. As was said, his risking to establish Krishna consciousness and book distribution in the Soviet Union, to expand it in India, in all the world. As far as I know, anything Srila Prabhupada ever asked from him, whatever the obstacles, whatever the challenges, he gave his life and soul to fulfill that instruction. And he never gave up. His last breath, he went to fulfill his obligation to the Vaishnavas. He called a meeting, and yet while doing what is extraordinary in every way, still he had such personal respect, affection for each devotee. And how we are seeing today, how he has infused such faith, such inspiration, such dedication and surrender in his disciples, in his followers, and in so many devotees in our community throughout the world. By his profound words and the true love and dedication of his example. An acharya is one who teaches by example. Vaisheshika Prabhu was speaking, Vyavashayatmaka buddhir ekeha kurunanana. Srila Prabhupada cited this verse from Bhagavad-Gita and commentary of Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. This means that one should make the instruction of the spiritual master one's life and soul. Unconditionally, unmotivated, very perfect and complete. Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj will live forever in our hearts and within the hearts of our movement as one who truly personified what Srila Prabhupada considered the most sacred quality of a devotee, to make the order of Guru life and soul. I've come here today to worship Srila Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj's lotus feet with all the sincerity and gratitude that I have. And I pray for his blessings, which is Srila Prabhupada and our Parampara's blessings upon all of his followers. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Maharaj. Thank you, Your Holiness. Would like to thank everyone who just now came, and many more are still coming. I'd like to call upon Mother Lakshmi Moni Mataji. No? Okay. So now we'd like to call upon Bhima Prabhu. Hare Krishna. He's our present chairman of the VEB. On top of the temple day-to-day management, we call them the EC, Executive Committee. We are governed by the Vrindavan Executive Board. It's like the GBC for Vrindavan. And he's the newly in that position. Hare Krishna.
Om Agyanitimirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshur Unmilitam Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. So, the saintly persons, they're decorated with so many qualities, like tolerance, humility, and for many years, I've worked with Gopal Krishna Maharaj in the BBT, in Juhu, and in Vrindavan. So I think it's one of the testimonies of his tolerance that he tolerated me all these years. Almost 47 years we worked together. The other day, one of his disciples, we were coming back from in the pastime of when Narada Muni was describing to Maharaj Prachina Barishat about the allegory story of King Paranjan. And in one of the purports there is explained that when the spiritual master leaves, in the lives of the disciples, it becomes chaos. So undoubtedly, there'll be difficult times in the absence of Gopal Krishna Maharaj. But the purport also explains that those disciples who understand the mission and who try their best to follow, they will prevail in Krishna consciousness. So that's one thing the disciples can keep in mind. But also, Gopal Krishna Maharaj imbibed in all of his followers the importance of being in ISKCON and serving ISKCON and serving the mission of Srila Prabhupada. And that also is a kind of shelter for all of them. We see the love and affection that his godbrothers have for Gopal Krishna Maharaj. And that goes out to all of you also for your success in Krishna consciousness. And that's Gopal Krishna Maharaj's main desire, is that you all participate in the process of devotional service, serve the mission of Srila Prabhupada, and develop love for Krishna. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Vima Prabhu. We'd like to call our president, His Grace Panchagoda Prabhu, to say a few words. He's like our father here. He's like the glue that,
I'm not like the grandfather.
or great-grandfather. He's like the glue that puts us all together here. He's like an inspiration. We've been working for so many years now. Hare Krishna.
Gopal Krishna Maharaj ki jai. So my respectful obeisances to all the Vaishnava devotees of the Lord. Vanchakalpa turubhyascha kripa sindhubhya cha patitanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. So being with Maharaj and seeing his personal relationship with his devotees and how he sacrifices time, always gave time, and was very, very patient. And I thank him because he encouraged me to come and stay in Vrindavan. That was in '93. So have that privilege to come and serve in Sri Vrindavan and seeing how Gopal Krishna Maharaj was so caring to nurture all the devotees, to develop the projects. Just see how many projects have developed, not only in Delhi, but all over the world, all over the world. So this is wonderful that we can appreciate the Shakti, the potency of Prabhupada, when he sees that someone wants to hear, someone wants to help with book publication and management. Throughout India, there was so much difficulty in establishing the International Society for Krishna Consciousness, and Srila Prabhupada gave inspiration and encouragement. Even during difficult times, he said, no, others cannot do like Gopal is doing wonderful service in the form of printing books, inspiring devotees, and carrying out the mission of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So we're all very thankful. Anything and everything that's prospering and developing in Vrindavan is due to his inspiration. He was always very concerned, very caring, and this is the wonderful Vaishnava qualities. So I thank all the devotees for coming with their enthusiasm to glorify a most worthy and dedicated disciple of His Divine Grace. Gopal Krishna Maharaj ki jai. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Panchagora Prabhu.
Only a few words.
Short and sweet. Would like to call upon His Holiness Lokanath Swami. I just want to let you know again, we're having 11:30, the Abhishek, so approximately we only have like 40 minutes. So would like to request to be very brief, be mindful. We have many more speakers. And we have our Guru Maharaj's bookstall outside. Usually he doesn't like promoting his own books, but today is a special day, so we're doing it. Yes, 11:30 Abhishek here, Abhishek and Pushpanjali. And then around 11:50, we proceed towards the Goshala or the Samadhis of the Vaishnavas. We'll do the last artik over there. And around 12:30 or so, we'll proceed towards the temple for Srila Gaura Das Babaji Maharaj's Pushpanjali. As today is his disappearance day, Tirubab Titi Mahotsab. Please be very brief. That's the mic. Oh, you want to stand up? It'll be quick then.
Hari Bol. Hardest task for me is to speak briefly. And then on the occasion of Krishna Maharaj, Samadhi Inauguration celebrations, it is even more difficult to speak. Anyway, I'm not well, and I don't know, there's some, from the time Maharaj has departed, my health is down. I don't know what the connection is, but I don't know, I should say this, or I had been debating, but let me. The day I also attended the Samadhi ceremony months ago, I had a thought, desire, well, will you could say, of if I deserve to be put into samadhi, I was thinking of some other place. But the day Maharaj was put into samadhi, being there and all that, that day I changed my mind and I thought to be near Gopal Krishna Maharaj, next to Gopal Krishna Maharaj's samadhi forever. Well, such was the bond and relationship, brotherly, friendly, and we were not just being together, but we associated and worked together for beginning with 74 till 2024. And I had association of all of you, my God brothers, God sisters, and I worked with all of you also. But I think I associated with Gopal Krishna Maharaj and worked with Gopal Krishna Maharaj more than anyone else. So you do as I did, Prabhupada said. And he's also a glaring example of who did as Prabhupada did. You do as I did. Book distribution is most pleasing to me, or book distribution is preaching. There's preaching. And who could match Gopal Krishna Maharaj in that regard? All life long he was a trustee of BBT, publishing books of Prabhupada, responsible for that one. And he inspired the whole world distributing Prabhupada's books, and not just by the talks, but he walked the talks. He was personally be out there. I remember he used to bring me out there also to distribute books. This boy, Abhay, who will build more than 100 temples around the world. Prabhupada did call Maharaj to India, and one of the tasks he was given was build a temple. For a long time there had been no new temple or big temple built in entire Delhi. You build it. I thought Prabhupada had asked him to build one temple, but he ended up building 18 temples. Who amongst us have built, well, not only 18 in Delhi NCR, but we just heard all over India, all over the world. Well, make devotees, someone said, the progress is measured in how many books distributed, how many temples opened, how many devotees made. And making devotees, Maharaj also as a leading leader who made so many devotees. And Well, I mean, he also made us devotee. So Maharaj was, there are two ways the age is measured. One is called Vayovradha, by years. How many years, and who is older by how many more years? So Maharaj was certainly Vayovradha for me. He was in his 80s and I just crossed 75, so he was older. But that's nothing. There's another way to really measure the age is called Jnana Vradha. By knowledge and realization and responsibility-wise, who is more older? So, and that was Gopal Krishna for me and for most of us, I think. So Maharaj was matchless, and when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had heard Gopi Geet from, who was that king? King Pratap Rudra during Ratha Yatra festival. So reciting as Pratap Rudra reached, Tava Katha Amritam Tapta Jivanam, ended with Bhuvi Grananti E Bhurida Janaha. Those who shared this katha, Krishna consciousness, with others, they are bhurida, they are magnanimous. And you have shared this katha with me, or this geet with me. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, while saying this, said, I'm very grateful to you. He did not even know who is this person reciting Gopi Geet, because his eyes had been closed. So I'm grateful to you. I want to give you something in return. But I'm just sannyasi, renounced. I have nothing to give you. But if you do not mind saying this, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gradually started getting up, and he said, could you please accept my embrace? And by saying he embraced King Pratap Rudra, I was thinking that Prabhupada also would say, address Gopal Krishna, you are Bhurida. You, Gopal Krishna Goswami, you are Bhurida. You are magnanimous. You have shared Krishna consciousness with so many. And I'm grateful. Srila Prabhupada was always grateful. Hari, Hari. And Prabhupada would say, would you please accept my embrace, Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj? He must be keeping Gopal Krishna Maharaj in his tight embrace for all that he has done to the world, to his disciples, to all of us. So that example is before all of us, before all his disciples also. So let's continue Maharaj's legacy also. And let's let you all double everything. Why 18 temples? Are you going to stop there? Double the number of temples. Double the number of books to be distributed. Double, triple, quadruple number of devotees made. And like that, I think that doing that would be our offering unto Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj. So I'm confident that he's with us in spirit. How could he not be there? When when Krishna's glories were being chanted by gopis, Krishna appeared. And so Gopal Krishna Maharaj is very much here, and who says the acharyas die? They never die. Huh? Those who think they die, Haribo. That
Thank you,
thinking
Maharaj.
is
Thank you.
sickness. That's an ill thought. So he is here, and he's continuing to preach through us, through you. Gaur Premanandi, Gopal
His
Krishna
Holiness
Goswami
Lokanath Swami
Maharaj
Ki
ki.
Jai. With you, Maharaj, with us still around, we'll be able to do it. I would like to read an offering of glorification from His Holiness Jayapatak Swami. This was sent by His Holiness on this special occasion. Dear devotees, today we gather to honor the life and legacy of His Holiness Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj as we inaugurate his samadhi. Maharaj was a pure ISKCON man, fully dedicated to Srila Prabhupada and his mission. Throughout his life, Maharaj served Srila Prabhupada in so many ways. As a GBC member, chairman of the ISKCON India Bureau, and as a trustee of the MVT, and also BBT. He was member also of the BBT trustee. I have been fortunate to know Maharaj since 1969. Srila Prabhupada personally appointed him as the GBC for all of India, a position that Maharaj carried out with great dedication. Maharaj followed both the Bhagavad Marg and Pancharatra Marg, setting a wonderful example for all of us. He worshipped his deities with deep devotion, always carrying them with him wherever he went. At the same time, he tirelessly distributed Srila Prabhupada's books and preached extensively. By his dedicated efforts, he developed many magnificent temples in his zones. In 2016, during a difficult period in Mayapur, Maharaj chose to stay and support the leaders here until stability returned. His presence was a great blessing. Maharaj's contribution to Mayapur were substantial, whether it was the TOVP, the Mayapur Community Hospital, or many other aspects of the Mayapur project. He helped bring Srila Prabhupada's vision closer to reality. Maharaj also expanded the Food for Life program in Delhi, serving prasadam to many people in need. His lectures were powerful and faithful to Srila Prabhupada's teachings, bringing the message of Krishna consciousness in its pure form. I feel truly blessed to have shared over 50 years of association with Maharaj. There are countless things to say about his life and service, but words fall short. His disciples now carry forward his great legacy, and I'm confident that they will continue his mission with the same devotion. Today, let us remember Maharaj with deep gratitude and honor his dedication to Srila Prabhupada and ISKCON. Your servant, Jayapatak Swami. His Holiness Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj Ki. I'd like to request Dinabandhu Prabhu, one of our most senior disciple of Srila Prabhupada here in Krishna Balaram Mandir. And then it'll be followed by Mother Narayani Mataji. And then it'll be followed by Devakinandan Prabhu, one of the members of our VEB board. And again, we don't have much time. Yes. Would like to have everyone ready.
Om Jnanatimirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chaksurun Militam Jena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namah. Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaur Bhaktivinoda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Panchakalpatrubhyascha kripasindhubhyo patitanam bhavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. So today we've gathered together in a very, very special place, Sri Vrindavan Dham, the most sacred and highest abode, where Radha and Krishna's pastimes are still going on. And in that Sri Vrindavan Dham in Ramanreti, there's a very beautiful Goshala, Bhaktivedanta Swami Goshala and Gardens. And in that place, in the Krishna Hall, we're gathered together to glorify one of the commanding generals of Srila Prabhupada's Sankirtan army. We can't even begin to imagine. We're hearing the magnitude of the service that he did. I don't think there's anybody who has distributed more books that, or inspired the distribution of more books than Srila Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj. And we heard how Lokanath Swami said 18. Somebody told me the other day 22 temples if we consider the whole Delhi metropolitan area. I don't know any other place in the world where there's even half of that. Is there any place where there's 11 temples? Is there any place even a third of that? Even a quarter of that? Maybe Bombay. That's also Gopal Krishna Maharaj. Nobody has opened, and not just little temples. We were just at the Rohini temple. Amazing, beautiful place. We can't imagine. So many beautiful temples he's inspired. And despite, and we kept hearing over and over, all the speakers, that even though he was one of the commanding generals of Srila Prabhupada's Sankirtan army, but he was so very humble. Recently, after COVID, I was very sick, and I had to spend about a month in Delhi, going to different hospitals and seeing different doctors. And Gopal Krishna Maharaj was so kind, he gave me a nice room to stay. He would call every day to see if everything was all right. I'm just a little cockroach in comparison to him. But he would call every day, everything is all right, they're taking care of you. And he's inspired the devotees. He took so nice care. He's inspired them how they should care for Prabhupada disciples. And he was so helpful when I was president. Vrindavan Temple is not an easy place to be president. I'm amazed. Panchagoda Prabhu he's the longest running temple president ever in Vrindavan. And he helped me in so many ways. In fact, he was the one who inspired those beautiful, incredibly intricate carved singasans that we have for the deities. That was all inspired by Gopal Krishna Maharaj. So this is the person that we've come to inaugurate his samadhi today. And we pray that Gopal Krishna Maharaj will shower his blessings upon us and blessings upon all of you as Lokanath Swami Maharaj double it, triple it, quadruple it. I see that he's inspired so many wonderful disciples. So I'm sure the Krishna consciousness will go on and on and on in this area. That is all the wonderful grace of His Holiness Gopal Krishna Maharaj. So we pray for his merciful glance upon us on this day. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Dina Bandhu Prabhu. Hari Hari. You can manage. Narayani Mataji and then Devakinandan Prabhu. And then I would like to call upon, after Devaki Nandan Prabhu, His Holiness Bhakti-Vigyan Goswami Maharaj from Russia, our representative from Russia. And if we have time, would like to call Veda Vyas Prabhu, who was also very instrumental in building so many temples, helping our Guru Maharaj to establish many temples in Delhi. Oh yes, and one of his last wills, our Guru Maharaj says, and my watch that was given by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada to him can be given or should be given to one of my disciples who did the most in serving Srila Prabhupada's mission. Okay, so that could be it. I'm so sorry because we are like 11:30.
Okay. Mukam karoti vachalam pangam lange tegirim yakipantamaham vande sigurandinatavinam Omagyanati miranda syagananjana sharakaya chakshimanitam yena tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. When I first came to India in 1972, there were no books here, and I was very attached to reading Prabhupada's books. Hare Krishna? Okay. So I came in 72, there were no books. So by 74, the festival started, and I saw devotees carrying books under their arm, and I would beg all the books, and I got a full set. But Maharaj, he was the one who was printing the books. And the first book he printed was Gitargan, and we got it in Calcutta, in Bengali. And then Hindi and so many languages followed, and finally English. It was the last, I think. And also, one thing I really appreciate about Maharaj is he had the same mood as Srila Prabhupada did to the lady disciples, to the Vaishnavis. This morning we heard a class by Srila Prabhupada on a prayer of Queen Kunti, where she was saying, you come for the sannyasis, so how can we women understand? So Prabhupada said, if a woman becomes a Vaishnavi, then she is also elevated to the spiritual platform. So Maharaj had that attitude towards us. He was protecting us. He was encouraging us. He encouraged me in my service as Guru. And I hope he's still protecting us now. And not only that, he was protecting the foreigners too. So sometimes we're not so much appreciated in India. And they say you can't come back again or something to kick you out. But he always made sure we got back. So the third thing I appreciate is his last instructions. 5 out of 10 of his instructions, he was saying, follow the GBC, don't leave ISKCON, stay in ISKCON. And the next thing was his will, where he had nothing except the deities. That was his only possession, and his watch from Prabhupada. So that is sannyas. And so we pray for his protection still, and we pray for his blessings that we can continue in our service to Srila Prabhupada. Hare Krishna.
Jai. Thank you. Devakinandan Prabhu, please say a few words, maximum, I don't know. In India, when you say 2 minutes, that is half an hour.
नमाम विष्णु पृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वती देवी गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यस्तारिणे गुरवे गौरचंद्राय राधिकायै तदालये कृष्णाय कृष्णभक्ताय तद्भक्ताय नमो नमः वंशाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिंधुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। हरे कृष्णा। So Janardhan Maharaj had tied me for 2 minutes. Thank God he didn't say 2 words. He said 2 minutes. Well,
His Holiness Gopal Krishna Maharaj was, is, and will remain everything for me. His Holiness Giraj Swami Maharaj is a witness. When I came to Bombay, His Holiness Gopal Krishna Maharaj brought me, a young boy. He taught me everything, more than anything else. He taught me how to become devotee. And the qualification of becoming devotee is by being simple-hearted and humble. Our Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj has unlimited quality. As Lord Kapila talks to Mother Tehuti in 25th chapter of 3rd canto, Titikchava Karunika Shuhrda Sarvadehinam Ajasatrava Sadhava Sadhu Bhushana. His Holiness Gopal Krishna Maharaj was the personification of all these qualities. I can go on talking. I can go on talking on all those qualifications and citing example. His Holiness Gopal Krishna Maharaj was totally renounced inside as well as outside. I remember one instant. It was somewhere 85 or 86. I was the Vice President of Juhu. Maharaj was our GBC. His mother was living in Janki Kutir. So one afternoon, he called me and he said, my mother is not feeling well and she wants to see me. You come with me. So I went with Maharaj, and Giraj Swami, driver Raghunandan was there. He drove us there. We went there. Maharaj was hardly 2 minutes. What Janardhan Maharaj said, speak only 2 minutes. Hardly 2 to 3 minutes he was there. And he got up. I left him to talk alone, but he said, no, stand here, stand here. So he was talking, and then after 2-3 minutes, he said, no, I have to go, I have to go. And she kept calling, Gopal, 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 stay, stay, I want to talk some more. And he walked out. When we came in the lift, I had tears in my eyes. And I said, Maharaj, she was sick and she wanted you to stay. He said, no, 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 no. If I stay a little more, the Maya will catch me. Maya will catch me means I'll become mother and son relationship kind of. I'll get infected by that. So he was so renounced. His belonging, we all know. His life, everything. Everything he had was for Srila Prabhupada. Once I asked Maharaj that why don't you also write book? Everybody writing book. You should also write some books. The Prabhupada wanted. He said, no, Prabhupada's book is there. Why do I need to write any book? Prabhupada's book is for 10,000 years. So we don't need to write any book. He has unalloyed faith in Srila Prabhupada's teaching and Srila Prabhupada. That always he encouraged, not only encouraged, but he practiced in his life of book distribution. He always said, double it, double it, double it. And he talked such a way that devotee really took it very seriously. As I heard that how in America, he told his disciples that they do 5,000 Bhagavatam set. They have not reached the goal. When I was there this time, they all said, Guru Maharaj, order us, please request all the God brother so that we can do 5,000 Srimad Bhagavatam. So he also empowered his disciple to follow Srila Prabhupada's instruction of book distribution.
Other thing, two more things I will tell Janardhan Maharaj, then I will stop. Otherwise, I remembering that how Gopal Krishna Maharaj was never offensive. He was very careful of Vaishnava aparad. He never committed Vaishnava aparad purposely. Even somebody tried to hurt him or say something, he will not take it offense. We had a GBC meeting in 2018 in Kanpur. He wanted to say something, and towards the end, he couldn't raise his hand fully, so he was raising only this much. And one who was chairing the meeting, he saw that he was raising his hand, he wanted to say something, but he ignored him. He didn't call him. So I told Bhakti Charu Maharaj that Gopal Krishna Maharaj wants to say something, but our chairman is not calling him. And then Bhakti Charu Maharaj spoke very strongly to chairman that he is senior most. He wants to say something, and you are not calling. Why you are not calling him? And then Maharaj said, no, I'm okay, let others speak. He was so humble. And after the meeting, he called me and he said, you should have not told Bhakti Charu Maharaj. This is not good. So he was very, very careful with the Vaishnava aparad. Kirtananand Maharaj used to say, once we were in his room and he said, I am offensive and Gopal is defensive. So he will always win. And that's true. His Holiness Gopal Krishna Maharaj win in every aspect in his life. Even the way he passed away, that was also a victory. So thank you, His Holiness Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj. You are everything for me. Please keep me in service of Srila Prabhupada. His Holiness Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj ki jai.
Thank you, Devakinandan Prabhu. Would like to request His Holiness Bhakti-Vigyan Goswami. Hare Krishna. Okay, are you sure? Instead, Veda Vyas Prabhu would like to call on Brajabilas Prabhu, representing Shida Mayapur. He's one of the chief executives in Shida Mayapur.
Vanchakalpatarubhishcha kripa patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. It's very difficult to speak on this occasion because Gopal Krishna Maharaj is very dear to my heart and to the heart of all Russian devotees. Srila Prabhupada gave him this mission to preach in the former Soviet Union, in Russia, and Srila Gopal Krishna Maharaj exemplary did it. Somebody already mentioned, Giriraj Maharaj mentioned that he went in 1977 to Moscow during Srila Prabhupada's presence, and his report about preaching in Moscow was most dear to Srila Prabhupada's heart. And then after that, Gopal Krishna Maharaj has become GBC for parts of Russia and very diligently was performing his duties as a GBC, going through sometimes unimaginable difficulties. Russia, once Srila Prabhupada said that preaching in the snows of Russia is sweet as the mango sweeter than the mango in Hawaii in mango season. But I would say that preaching in the former Soviet Union in Russia is like chutney. It's sometimes sweet and very bitter too. So His Holiness Gopal Krishna Maharaj, he went through all the difficulties there with his usual detached attitude. Nothing really touched him, although Sometimes devotees would offend him, sometimes there were some difficulties, but he was dutiful. He was sold out servant of Srila Prabhupada. That was his occupation, as His Holiness Indradyumna Maharaj mentioned in regard to Srila Prabhupada. I want to tell little story in this regard which shows his glorious qualities, how he could overcome all the difficulties because of his humility. Devakinandan Prabhu just said that he was always victorious because of his humble attitude. And this little story is about this. This story took place in 1989 in Moscow. And at that time, one of the big leaders of our movement had some difficulties, and in Russia, the majority of disciples were his disciples, and there was a big turmoil in Moscow. They were fighting, and so many death threats, whatnot. It was extremely difficult time. Actually, the whole problem started on Janmashtami day, and we all know that a couple of days after Janmashtami is His Holiness Gopal Krishna Maharaj's Vyasa Puja. But despite this, he came to Moscow practically immediately after Janmashtami, knowing how difficult it is, just to give support to those ISKCON loyal devotees who were still there, to his disciples and disciples of his god brothers. And as I said, the situation was extremely volatile. It was explosive. Any careless word would create some explosion. So, and of course we know Gopal Krishna Maharaj, one of his glorious qualities was that he was very straightforward and very innocently straightforward. So in one of the lectures he said something which really offended the opposing party. And the situation became really grave. There was, it's very difficult to explain to those who was not there at that time how explosive the whole thing was. So this just few little careless words which he mentioned started spreading around, and the explosion was brewing. So Gopal Krishna Maharaj came back to the apartment of one of his disciples, and the apartment of his disciple Sadhu Priya Prabhu was the headquarters of ISKCON loyalists. And all the god brothers of Gopal Krishna Maharaj were there, and of course the news came, and all the god brothers of Gopal Krishna Maharaj started pushing him. You have to apologize, you have to apologize, you have to do it, you have to do it. And I saw how difficult it was for Gopal Krishna Maharaj to, he didn't say anything wrong. He said everything in a very straightforward way, and he said what is supposed to be said. But as a servant and as a very detached person, he accepted the order of his god brothers as the order of his spiritual master. And next morning for Srimad Bhagavatam class he came, and in front of the big audience, 200 people, 300 people was there, which were waiting for something to be exploded. He humbly folded his hands and he bowed down to those devotees who were, unbelievably junior than him. He sincerely bowed down and he offered his apologies, and everyone was relieved. And he did it with such a genuine humility, with such a genuine mood that everything was immediately forgotten and the whole situation was saved. So he was the savior of many, many devotees. He was the savior of ISKCON in numberless occasions due to his genuine qualities of Vaishnava. So he will still be the inspiration in the lives of thousands and thousands of devotees. Let's follow his footsteps.
Thank you, Maharaj.
His Holiness Gopal Krishna Maharaj ki jai.
Jai. So now I'm really like pressured here. What to do? I'm going to call 3 more devotees. That's it. Then we're going to do the Abhishek, which will be done by the sannyasi disciples only of Guru Maharaj. And then, yes, would like to call upon Brajavilas Prabhu. He'll be offering something very special here. This is from Jagannath Puri, Gita Govinda shawl. Very rare to have this shawl on a special occasion like this for our Guru Maharaj. Then it'll be followed by one of our GBC members of ISKCON, Gauranga Prabhu. And then Shruta Kirti Prabhu, one of our senior Srila Prabhupada's disciples, who also residing here, part of our executive committee managing the temple. And then the last will be His Holiness Bhakti Vringa Govinda Swami Maharaj. I'm really sorry. You have so many of you. It's very difficult to do this because we still have to do the temple program, which is Gorkishore Das Babaji Maharaj's Tirubhav Mahotsav Puspanjali. Everyone should go there at 12:45, but before that we'll be doing the last artik for Guru Maharaj for his samadhi inauguration. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki, His Holiness Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj ki. I'll be very, very short. His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, he formed the society in 1966. In 1969, he wrote a letter to His Holiness Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj saying that you have a desire to build temple, please establish a center at the birthplace of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in 1969. So the Temple of Vedic Planetarium, the seed he had planted in His Holiness Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj. And to honor His Holiness Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj, His Grace Ambarish Prabhu has dedicated one of the largest pillar next to Srila Prabhupada Vyasasan in the name of His Holiness Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj. So for the next 10,000 years, all devotees would see such a sacrifice of His Holiness Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj. Thank you. His Holiness Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj ki.
Thank you, Brajavilas Prabhu. Now Gauranga Prabhu, Hari Hari, then Shruta Kirti Prabhu, and then His Holiness Bhakti Vringa Govinda Swami Maharaj. I would like to let you know, just 1 minute, Hare Krishna, that this will be the last time, unless you go to Moscow, the most beautiful, most merciful deities of our Guru Maharaj, Sri Gornitai, will be traveling to Moscow. Because many of the temples already we have allocated. This is one of the last will of Guru Maharaj to have his deities in Punjabi Bagh and in ISKCON Is of Kailash. And it could be, there is a clause, it could be distributed to any of his temples under his zones. But we already made a decision. This is not just one man's decision because he says, Guru Maharaj says, they should not be worshipped by one person but the temple. So we already made a decision, the executors of the will. This is not one man's decision. I just want to let you know. After great deliberation, few deities will be going to Mumbai, to Nairobi, to Toronto, to Detroit, and Kurukshetra, and what else? Yes. After that, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. His Holiness Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj ki. The one word which I can think of when I remember His Holiness Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj's qualities is the ability to harmonize. Unity in diversity. So many difficult situations, so many challenges, but he had the ability to harmonize between conflict and contemplation. He could bring together devotees from diverse backgrounds having lots of conflicts and challenges, but inspire them to engage in Srila Prabhupada's service and continue on in such a way that their strengths could be harnessed. He was also like a honeybee where he could see some of the best practices happening within ISKCON in different other zones and then bring that to his temples and make sure that those practices are followed. A good example is when he saw that in Pune, Radheshyam Prabhu is doing very nice youth preaching. So he sent a few devotees to get trained. And then when he unleashed the youth preaching in Delhi, and as a result of that, not only the youth preaching in other parts of India grew, but also an ISKCON India Youth Council was formed. And today we have 10,000 students across colleges in India chanting 16 rounds. In the recently concluded youth festival Udgar, I was so impressed that there was a time where we would be thrown out of the colleges and university campuses for coming in saffron and preaching. But here was a festival where it was funded by the Ministry of Culture, and the co-collaborator for the organizing of the event was Delhi University itself, which was a historic event. And all of this was possible because Gopal Krishna Maharaj, being staunchly loyal to Srila Prabhupada, but right from the early 1970s till date, he has built such amazing relationships with people in all walks of life in society, including the government, and being one of the few leaders in ISKCON who has practically met and gifted Srila Prabhupada's Bhagavad-Gita to every Prime Minister and President of India for the last 50 to 60 years. I offer my obeisances to Maharaj, and as a member of the next generation of ISKCON, I pray at his lotus feet that he empowers us with this strength to harmonize and have unity in diversity. Hare Krishna.
Jai. Thank you, Gauranga Prabhu. Now, Shrutikirti Prabhu, and then His Holiness Bhakti Bringa Govindam Maharaj, and then we'll request Vedavyas Prabhu to say the last vote of thanks on behalf of the disciples of His Holiness Gopal Krishna Maharaj.
Hare Krishna, my obeisances. Of course, it's an honor to be able to say even for a few minutes amongst so many wonderful devotees here. Bhima Prabhu mentioned something to me that I was not involved in, but I was there at the time. 1975, Gopal Krishna Das Adhikari, he was made GBC of India. At that time, here in India, you had so many sannyasis. Jayapataka Maharaj, there was Bhavananda Prabhu, Garga Muni, another half a dozen very big personalities. And he came here on Srila Prabhupada's order to be GBC. And we can see, following his instructions, Prabhupada's instructions. At that time, I remember one day by the Vyasasan, Prabhupada was leading kirtan. And devotee was playing cartels, not in time with Srila Prabhupada. And Prabhupada looked at him in between mantras and stopped him and said, "First learn to follow, then you can lead." This was Gopal Krishna Maharaj. 2 years later, I was in front of Srila Prabhupada. It was September 1977. When I arrived from Hawaii, I was managing and offered obeisances. Next to me was Madhvisa Prabhu. And Prabhupada looked at me and he said, "So you're married again?" "Yes, Prabhupada." Then he looked at Madhvisa, who was now married. And he said, "So now you're grahasta like Srutakirti." He said, "Just carry on with your service." It was about 15 years ago, 14 years ago. I met Gopal Krishna Maharaj right in front of the deities. And I came, I hadn't seen him for some time. And as soon as he saw me, his first words were, "So you're married again?" You all know. And I thought, it was just like Srila Prabhupada talking to me all over again. So there's not a lot of time, but I can tell you, Gopal Krishna Maharaj was just like dealing with Prabhupada. As he said, straightforward, humble. He wasn't afraid to say, "You're lazy, do something." This was Gopal Krishna Maharaj. We love him, we miss him, and just by doing as he did, we can all become Krishna conscious. Hare Krishna, thank you very much.
His Holiness Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj. Thank you, Srutakirti Prabhu. Again, we don't need a lot of disciples here of Guru Maharaj during the Abhishek. Only the sannyasis, disciples, including Bhakti Kevala Gopendra Krishna Maharaj, because he took sannyas from our Guru Maharaj.
Om Agyan Timirandasya Gyananjana Salaya Chakshuran Militan Jaina Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Vancha Kalpa Tarubhyascha Kripasindu Bhaivyacha Patitanan Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Hare Krishna, dear Vaishnavas. It is a great honor to be in your midst today. So many wonderful devotees and so many of my exalted God brothers and exalted senior servants of Srila Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj. The last time we gathered like this, we were all in shock and mourning with Maharaj's passing from this world. And today we come together and there's been a wonderful celebration of his life and his accomplishments. I can only echo what all of these wonderful devotees have said. The Gopal Krishna Maharaj was the epitome of the Yasya Devi Para Bhaktir Yata Devi Tata Garo Tasyaiti Katita Hyarta Prakashanti Mahatmana verse. For one who worships with equal faith the lotus feet of his spiritual master and the Supreme Personality of Godhead, all things will be revealed to him. Gopal Krishna Maharaj sincerely worshipped Srila Prabhupada. And by his worship of Prabhupada, and by his taking every instruction of Srila Prabhupada to his heart, you can see the results that were given. Millions and millions of books translated in different languages, and thousands of devotees made to distribute those books. Temples built, joyous festivals being conducted, and the inspiration for all of us to carry on with this service to Srila Prabhupada, service to the feet of Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj. We are old people now, and we have been around for some time and we've seen many people in our lives. Gopal Krishna Maharaj was a genuine Vaishnav. He was such a sincere devotee. Whenever I would meet him, he would always tell me two things. He would say, I am your servant, please allow me to serve you. And he would tell me, I am afraid of Vaishnava Aparad. I never wish to commit Vaishnava Aparad. So dear devotees, let's all carry this remembrance of the glorious life of His Holiness Gopal Krishna Maharaj very strongly within our hearts. Let's carry the mood of his faith and devotion to the lotus feet of our spiritual masters. And let's always keep as a guiding light in our practice of devotional service. I am your servant. Please allow me to serve you, and always be fearful of Vaishnava Aparad. His Holiness Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj ki, Srila Prabhupada ki, Gaur Premanandi.
Jai. Thank you, Maharaj. Bhakti-Bringa Govinda Maharaj. Govinda Maharaj, yes. So now, this is the Abhishek time. We'd like to request Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu, or Chaitanya, Krishna Chaitanya, yes, to guide us. Only Ambarish Maharaj, Bhakti Ratnakar, Ambarish Maharaj. So Vedavyas Prabhu, come here. He wanted me to say the thank, even though I would like to tell him. You should do it.
Heartfelt, I say thanks to all the GBC, all the Maharajas, and all the Gurus, all the great Vaishnavas, senior devotees, all the Matajis. We all have great association for last 50 years of my Guru Maharaj. You have more association of Guru Maharaj than us. Now, once he has disappeared before us, I pray, I request for your mercy for all our disciples, Maharaj's disciples, all the God brothers. I pray to you that you continue to shower your mercy on all the God brothers and take care of us so that we continue the mission of Srila Prabhupada. Our Guru Maharaj has instructed us that follow ISKCON, don't leave ISKCON, and follow the GBC and follow all the Guru Parampara. So we will like that you all participate. Don't think that we are separate from you. We are part of you and will continue to be part of ISKCON. So therefore, to please Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj, we have to please you now. So please take care of us. And thank you very much for coming and saying so good words for Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj. We heard so many experiences and we get enriched. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. His Holiness Gopal Krishna Goswami Guru Maharaj ki Jai. We have the footprints of our beloved Guru Maharaj made with Ashtadhatu, and we'll have all the sannyasi disciples of Guru Maharaj performing Abhishek with Panchamrita. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, Kirtan. Murli Krishna Prabhu.
Srimate Gopala Krishna Goswami Niti Namine Prabhupadasya Sahityam Yaprakarsya Vidiryacha Pracharam Kritvan Sadhu Bhagavad-Gita.
You can chant the Namaha. Then Prabhupada. Then Hare Krishna.
Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Gopal Krishna Goswami iti namine. Prabhupadasya sahityam ya prakirya cha pracharam kritavan sadhu Bhagavad-Padaya te namah. Ya prakasha Namaha Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin iti namine. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shrivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
We request everybody to please stand up. We will chant the entire Mangala Charan together And at the last, we'll have Guru Maharaj's pranam mantra chanted out 3 times and offer pushpanjali. So we can chant the entire Mangalacharan together. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kada Mahiyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Varijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Nidinamine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Namine Shri Varshabhanavi Devi Daitaya Kripabdhaye Krishna Sambandha Vidyana Daine Prabhave Namaha Madhuryojjvala Premadhya Shri Rupanuga Bhaktida Shri Gaura Karuna Shakti Vigrahaya Namostute Namaste Gauravani Shri Murtaye Dinarine Rupanuga Viruddhapa Siddhanta Dvandaharine Rupanugavarayate Gauravirbhava Bhumi Swam Nirdishta Sajjana Priya Vaishnava Sarva Bhauma Shri Jagannathayate Namaha Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gauratvishe Namaha Panchatattvatmakam Krishnam Bhaktarupa Swarupakam Bhaktavataram Bhaktakyam Namami Bhakta Shaktikam He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Jayatam Suratau Pango Mama Mandamatir Gati Matsarvaswapadam Bhojau Radha Madana Mohano Divya Vrindaranya Kalparomana Srimad Ratnagara Simhasanastau Srimad Radha Srila Govinda Devo Prishtalibi Sevyamano Smarami Srimad Rasarasarambhi Vamshi Vatatastitaha Karshan Venuswanir Gopi Gopinatha Shriyestunah Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shrivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So we shall chant Guru Maharaj's Pranam Mantra 3 times and offer Pushpanjali 3 times. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Gopal Krishna Goswami Niti Namine Prabhupadasya Sahityam Yav Prakashya Vitiryacha Pracharam Kritavan Sadhu Bhagavat Parayate Namaha Isha Pushpanjali. His Holiness Gopal Krishna Goswami Guru Maharaj Ki Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Gopal Krishna Goswami Niti Namine
प्रभुपादस्य साहित्यं यः प्रकाश्य वितीर्य च प्रचारं कृतवान् साधु भागवत्पादाय ते नमः। एष पुष्पाञ्जलि।
नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते गोपाल कृष्ण गोस्वामी निधिनामिने प्रभुपादस्य साहित्यं यः प्रकाश्य वितीर्य च प्रचारं कृतवान् साधु भगवत्पादाय ते नमः। एष पुष्पाञ्जलि। His Holiness Gopal Krishna Goswami Guru Maharaj ke Prabhupada ki Shri Guru Srila Prabhupada ki.
Hare Krishna. So now we'll proceed towards the samadhi area. Arjuna Hari Prabhu will carry Gaur-Nitai. I will carry Prabhupada, and Guru Maharaj's charan will be carried by Atit Priya Prabhu. No palanquin, we'll go straight right there.
Be healthy, wealthy, and
कर दिया। ठीक है ठीक है।
हरे कृष्णा हरे कृष्णा हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा हरे कृष्णा हरे 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 राम हरे राम हरे कृष्णा हरे कृष्णा हरे 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 राम हरे राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा हरे कृष्णा हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा हरे कृष्णा हरे 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 राम हरे राम Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Gurudev, Jaya Shri Gurudev. Jai Gurudev, Jaya Shri Gurudev. Jai Gurudev, Jai Gurudev. Jai Gurudev, Jai Gurudev. Jai Gurudev, Jaya Shri Gurudev. Jai Gurudev, Jai Shri Gurudev. Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Thank you, Prabhupada. Jaya Gurudeva, Jaya Gurudeva. Jaya Gurudeva, Jaya Gurudeva. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare. Jaya Gurudeva Jaya Gurudeva. Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu. You're waiting. अंदर नहीं करना, सामने से दर्शन करा के साइड कर देते। हरे कृष्णा प्रभु जी हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा दर्शन तो करा दो। His Holiness Bhagavad-Gita Saraswati Swami will do the samsara. Maharaj.
Hey, Maharaj. Get out of the... Stand there. I know.
Mike. Maharaj, this is Mike. Personal Mike, Maharaj.
Everybody, please listen.
He's letting us know what's going on right now.
We are placing the footprints of Guru Maharaj together with his picture and his japamala in the samadhi mandir. His Holiness Prabodhananda Saraswati Maharaj will lead the kirtan, and His Grace Vedavyas Prabhu, His Grace Mahamantra Prabhu will perform Maharaj.
They asked me to do arti. Centering.
कीर्ते सदैव वन्दे गुरु श्री चरणारविन्दा माधुर्य लीला
Is that for him?
No way. No, I'm just doing live.
Hare Krishna, listen first. No one should touch the Mahaprasad. This will be distributed equally. No one should touch Mahaprasad. Okay? No one except me. Now everyone go to the temple for Gaura Das Babaji Maharaj Pushpanjali. And you can do the parikrama after, later on, in the evening.
Ready?
I don't want to see you. I have cameraman here.
प्रभु आपके राज में क्या हो रहा है